Level 0. Level 0 belongs at the start because the geometry lies and the exits are temperamental. The pressure is simple and lethal. Dehydration and disorientation arrive faster than any monster. Your performance metric is straight lines kept for longer than your nerves can tolerate. The craft of the space is shifting tiling, repeating wall seams, and identical door frames that break your memory. Pushback claims that doors marked as safe always lead out. The frames disagree. The most stable detail is that paths loop unless you anchor by sound and smell. Compared with later levels, this one is generous because hostility is mostly the floor plan. The impact is psychological. It teaches that your senses are the only gear you own. Verdict. Treat the hum like a North Star and move with intent. Level 1. Level 1 promotes you from maze rat to maintenance worker. Concrete, exposed piping, pallets, and working lights make you think the world has rules again. The stakes upgrade from thirst to motion. Here you are pursued by the schedule of a building that is not yours. The mechanic is cycles. Forklifts pass on phantom routes and machine rooms pulse with a rhythm you can study. Some say the lights are safe. They are only predictable. The clearest detail is that light failures happen in clusters, which means you plan travel between clusters, not bulbs. Versus level 0, this floor has resources you can carry, and that invites greed. Impact. You start thinking in routes and you learn that safe does not mean still. Verdict. Walk the aisles like a courier and pay your toll in sweat, not curiosity. Level 2. Level 2 is a trial by heat. Endless service tunnels, metal walls, and industrial steam make every breath cost water. The constraint is time inside a furnace. You measure survival in minutes per corridor, and how often the pipes scream. The mechanic is pressure release, steam cycles in bursts, and the floor plan stretches long enough to tempt you to sprint. Counter readings say the fastest path is the straightest line. The valves say otherwise. The most stable rule is that bends and side corridors shelter you between outgassing rounds. Compared to level 1, hostiles matter less than physics. Impact. You learn to read rooms by temperature and sound like a mechanic. Verdict. Move during the lull, hug the cool walls, and never bet against the boiler. Level 3. Level 3 looks like an engine swallowed an apartment block. Machine halls, claustrophobic offices, and too many doors crush your sense of scale. The pressure here is cognitive load. Every entrance is a decision, and indecision feeds the place. The craft is misdirection by density. Vents breathe, doors slam in sympathy, and the corridors curve just enough to erase your angle. A counter theory argues that this floor is only dangerous because you panic. The clearest detail answers back. The layout generates dead ends that were not there moments ago. Compared with level 2, heat gives way to dread, and that is worse because you cannot time it. Impact. You adopt a 2-rule system. Keep a cardinal direction and keep a count of turns out loud so the walls cannot edit your memory. Verdict. Treat choices like hazards and ration them. Level 4. Level 4 seduces you with a quiet office dream. Carpet is dry. Vending machines work. The sinks run. The pressure is the slow trap of comfort. The mechanic is survivorship. Supplies exist, but appear in clusters that pull travelers into fixed routines. The pushback is the rumor that the water cures everything. The most stable detail is that supplies here vary in quality, and drinking from unknown taps is a gamble you take only once. Compared with level 3, the war moves from fear to appetite. Impact. You learn to audit abundance and to distrust rooms that feel lived in. Verdict. Take what is sealed, leave what is easy, and move before familiarity writes your name on the door. Level 5. Level 5 wears a velvet smile. Grand hotel halls, the Beverly Room, chandeliers that sound like insects when they settle. The pressure is etiquette enforced by a building that wants guests, not survivors. The craft is theater. Music leaks from behind closed doors, and the red wallpaper shepherds you to pretty traps. A counter theory says the staff are friendly if you play along. The clearest detail states that faceless hosts excel at imitation, not hospitality. Compared with level 4, luxury becomes a weapon. Impact. You start asking what the room wants from you, and you step sideways when the carpet points straight. Verdict. Bow to the set design by noticing it, then ignore the invitation. Level 6. Level 6 is not dark. It is absence. Light dies, depth dies, and your inner ear lies to you. The pressure is sensory bankruptcy. You cannot map what refuses to reflect. The mechanic is trust by proxy. Rope lines, humming devices, and memorized paces are how groups survive. Some insist a strong flashlight fixes it. The clearest detail says illumination fails inexplicably and turns itself into bait. Versus level 5, this is not about actors or props. It is about your brain searching for edges and finding none. Impact. You learn that caution is a tool with mass and that silence can bruise you. Do not glamorize harm. Focus on craft, logic, and psychology. Verdict. Reduce the world to steps and sounds you own, and leave fast if those change. Level 7. Level 7 is an ocean with no shore. A single entry chamber drops to open water, and something large moves below. The pressure is simple, exposure and depth. The mechanic is buoyancy versus hunger. Currents do not behave. The water tastes wrong. The pushback says the surface is safe if you float. The clearest detail is that surface traffic draws attention from below, and the ceiling is no ally. Compared with level 6, this is not a deficit of sense. It is an overload. Your body shouts cold, weight, and fear with every second. Impact. You redefine risk around patience. The smartest movement is the smallest. Verdict. Minimize splash, shadow your entry point, and treat every ripple like a question with teeth. Level 8. Level 8 drags you underground. Natural caves, slick rock, and webs tell you who lives here. The pressure is ambush. Narrow passages compress time until the next encounter. The mechanic is terrain tax. Knees and palms pay it, not boots. A counter theory claims loud noise scares things away. The clearest detail is that echoes travel farther than you do and bring attention you cannot outrun. Compared to level 7, the element switches from water to stone, but the threat remains patience-hunting motion. Impact. You learn to measure safety by surfaces, not by distance. Verdict. Climb quietly, keep 3 points of contact, and ration bravery for when the ceiling lowers. Level 9. Level 9 pretends to be home. Suburban streets at night, familiar houses, and windows that think they are memories. The pressure is narrative. The world offers a story where you walk up a driveway and it all ends. The mechanic is mimicry. Streetlights pool in the wrong places and the power grid hums with a rhythm too slow for a real city. Pushback says some houses truly connect back to the normal world. The strongest detail is that copies cannot replicate the small mess of living. The mailboxes match too perfectly and the lawns refuse to die. Compared with level 8, the danger is no longer a chase. It is consent, impact. You learn to ask whether your hope is yours or the neighborhood's. Verdict. Keep to the road. Favor the wrong turn over the easy one and do not accept invitations you did not earn.